Hi guys, so let's start with questions. Whoever has joined, whatever questions you have on NPAT, Rohtak, JIPMAT, Indore, SET, whatever exams that are going to give, let's start typing your questions in the chat box and I will try to answer one by one. Nikita, you don't have to do anything separately for JIPMAT का vocab, जो भी आप normally पढ़ रही हो NPAT के लिए, SET के लिए, that level of vocab is all right for JIPMAT. कुछ extra preparation करने का जरूरत नहीं है. Kunal, I'm good, thank you. I hope you are also doing well. मोहित हैज अ क्वेश्चन. मोहित, मुझे नहीं लगता है कि रोहतक कुछ ड्रास्टिकली अलग करेगा दिस ईयर. Over the 3 years, we have seen the level of Rohtak getting easier and easier. I think it should be more or less what it was last year. So be prepared कि आपको 400 स्कोर करना है to cross the cut off. तो स्पीड अच्छे से रखना पड़ेगा. So Vedant has a question. VA strategy for Indore. Vedant, very clearly parajumbles or RC करने हैं. In that is something that you have to do. It's a must to do. Good to do is idioms, is phrasal verbs और वो सारा चीज. तो जो Indore का cut off, verbal cut off has always been on the higher side. तो वो वाला लेवल क्रॉस करना है, वो वाला लेवल पहुंचना है, तो फ्रेजल वर्ब्स, इडियम्स, वो सारा भी करना पड़ेगा. एज आई टोल्ड यू, आरसी एंड पैराजम्बल्स तो मस्ट डू है, वो अपना ब्रेड एंड बटर है. उसके ऊपर भी थोड़ा टॉपिंग्स डालना पड़ेगा टू बी एबल टू क्लियर द कट ऑफ ऑफ वर्बल फॉर आईपीमैट इंदौर. ठीक है मोहित. हाँ वही आई एम सेइंग, इट शुड बी अराउंड अ रेंज ऑफ 400. मतलब थोड़ा डिफिकल्ट हुआ तो शायद 380 390 हो जाएगा. बट आई डोंट सी बहुत ज्यादा डिफिकल्ट हो जाएगा इस बार. तो मोरलेस वही रेंज में होना चाहिए रोहतक. Manya, most difficult question for me to answer. How to prepare GK for any exam for that matter. There is absolutely no scope of that subject defined. We can just understand कि कोई भी exam का breakup in terms of static GK and current affairs कितना होता है. Generally SET में it is 50-50. So थोड़े questions will be from static GK, थोड़े questions will be from current affairs. तो स्टैटिक जीके में जनरली इंडियाज फर्स्ट, टॉलेस्ट, लार्जेस्ट, वो वैसे वाले क्वेश्चंस यू शुड डू. करंट अफेयर्स में आई थिंक लास्ट 3 या 5 महीने का करंट अफेयर्स इफ यू डू, आई थिंक यू विल हैव गुड चांस ऑफ क्रैकिंग द एसईटी जीके. Maisha has a question. What is considered as a good score for NPAT? Maisha, I wish I could have an answer for it. NPAT absolutely is non-transparent. They don't release the scores. They don't release total scores or sectional scores or anything for that matter. You will only get a rank. Okay, and you will know whether you're shortlisted or waitlisted. What we have done though is that we know कि IMS mocks में what is the cutoff that you should be looking for based on the previous year's data. So in IMS mocks, if you are scoring a 70, 75, 80, I think it's a safe score for Mumbai campus for NPAT. Okay, so IMS का benchmark we can have, but the actual benchmark NPAT does not release at all. So there is no way to find it out. Uh, Yeah, one more question from Maisha. What topics do they give more weightage in QA of NPAT? I think everything is equally asked, but arithmetic specifically, a few questions on Trigo for sure, 1 or 2 questions of functions, 1 or 2 questions of matrices, and all this will come. But major questions, the level will be easy. Okay, but yeah, it's not biased towards any particular topic in a big way. So ऐसा नहीं होगा कि कोई topic बहुत important है, कोई कम important है. Sadly, सारा ही पढ़ना पड़ेगा. वेदांत, एनसीओबीसी को कितना स्कोर करना चाहिए टू कंफर्म द सीट फॉर विच कॉलेज? मोहित एसईटी स्ट्रैटेजी एज आई हैव माय एग्जाम इन 3 days। मोहित एसईटी का एक ही स्ट्रैटेजी हो सकता है, वो है स्पीड विद एक्यूरेसी। ओके, मतलब सिर्फ 1 घंटे का पेपर है, बिफोर यू इवन रियलाइज कि पेपर शुरू हुआ है पेपर खत्म हो जाएगा। सो प्लीज मेक श्योर दैट यू राइट फ्यू मॉक्स बिफोर यू टेक द एक्चुअल एसईटी, वरना वो पहली बार अगर एग्जाम में मॉक वो लिखने बैठे तो बिफोर यू रियलाइज कि कुछ तो चल रहा है तब तक वो एग्जाम खत्म भी हो जाएगा। सो डोंट डू दैट, दैट्स अ वेरी हाई रिस्क गेम। And because it is so fast, you can't afford to be slow, or you can't afford to have very bad accuracy। तो speed भी लगेगा, accuracy भी लगेगा, और वो सिर्फ प्रैक्टिस से आ सकता है, वन फाइन डे नहीं आ जाएगा। तो मेक श्योर दैट यू डू इनफ मॉक्स, एटलीस्ट 3 मॉक्स बिफोर योर फर्स्ट अटेम्प्ट। ठीक है। Yeah. Mani, I think I have answered your question how to prepare GK for SET. Bhavya has a question. Please symbiosis के लिए बता दो what and how to study now. GA English Cont, please tell for all sections. Okay. For symbiosis, जो लोग people who are taking the paper in the first attempt on this Sunday, as I told you, make sure that you do mocks, and mocks के questions practice करो। कोई नया चीज अभी practice करने का जरूरत नहीं है। It is too last a moment. Okay, but don't worry, the level of difficulty of the questions is not very high. It is pretty manageable. So if you have done all the chapters decently well also, I think you should be able to tackle symbiosis properly. Don't worry, it is important that you practice the speed with accuracy। मतलब just don't think कि मैं एग्जाम में जाके देख लूंगा जो होना है, उसके पहले मॉक नहीं लिखूंगा, ऐसा नहीं हो, ऐसा मत करना बस, that's all। Kunal, not strong in geometry and some of my concepts are left. So should I now try to learn them or practice what I've done? This is for what exam, Kunal? Please specify. Juhi has a question. Can you suggest time management for NPAT? Juhi, for NPAT, our approach is always that you should start from your stronger section and go to the weaker section. Generally, NPAT starts with a fixed, a fixed order of the sections. But once you complete all the sections, it starts with Cont, then you go to LR, and then you go to verbal. ठीक है, तो if you are weak in Cont, I would say that you don't spend more than 20 minutes in Cont। go to LR, spend enough time, 40 minutes पूरा करो। Go to verbal, I think 30 minutes में वो हो जाना चाहिए। And if you have time, you can come back to Cont and attempt a few questions. If you are strong in Cont, तो 30 minutes Cont करो, अच्छे से पूरा solve कर लो। Go to LR, वो भी अच्छे से करो, and maybe verbal you can keep like another 20 minutes at the end to complete the paper। ठीक है? But yes, it will depend upon what are your strengths। वेदांत, ओबीसी को कितना स्कोर करना चाहिए टू कंफर्म द सीट इन आईआईएम इंदौर? दैट लिस्ट इज अवेलेबल कैटेगरी वाइज ऑन द इंटरनेट इटसेल्फ। वेदांत, आई थिंक आपको मिल जाएगा इफ यू गूगल इट। I don't know the exact number, so I don't want to commit। I can find it out and get back to you for sure। Falak, same question I answered before. Good score for NPAT. Frankly, we don't know the actual NPAT के scores. Actual NPAT का कोई भी marks या data release नहीं होता है। If you are an IMS student, I can only tell you that in the IMS mocks, you should be targeting at least scores between 70 to 80. If your scores are stabilized in that range for IMS mocks, you will have a safe. It is safe score basically for Bombay campus। So Devanshi has a question. Can you tell me what is a good attempt or cutoff scores in Indore for a category? Just give me 1 second. I will try and find this data since I have got already 2 questions on that. Uh, I think we have that data somewhere. Just give me 1 second. Guys, yeah. So, as you know, कि इंदौर में overall cutoff तो नहीं है. They are only sectional, section-wise cutoff. So, for the OBC category, short answer, I think you should target at least 2 or 3 questions. In the MCQ section, I think you should target 8 to 9 questions, and in the verbal section, at least 30 questions should be your target to get right. Okay, so this I think will be a safe score for you to manage to clear the cutoffs. Vedant has a question: attempt strategy for IPMAT Rohtak. Vedant, going by the history, you have to understand कि Rohtak basically हमको ऑलमोस्ट 1 minute पर क्वेश्चन के रेट पे क्वेश्चंस अटेम्प्ट करने होते हैं एंड दैट टू बिकॉज द कट ऑफ इज वेरी हाई वी हैव टू बी वेरी वेरी हाई फॉर व्हेन इट कम्स टू एक्यूरेसी सो अगेन हैविंग सेड दैट क्वेश्चंस आर नॉट वेरी डिफिकल्ट क्वेश्चंस आर क्वाइट मैनेजेबल बट जस्ट दैट द स्पीड विल नॉट कम वन फाइन डे सो प्लीज एंश्योर दैट यू राइट इनफ मॉक्स बिफोर you take your exam. Okay, bare minimum 7 to 8 mocks you should have practiced before you go for your actual Rohtak एग्जाम अदरवाइज बॉडी और माइंड को वो आदत नहीं है टू थिंक फास्ट एंड टू थिंक करेक्टली एंड फॉर अ लॉन्गर पीरियड ऑफ टाइम देन इट्स गोइंग टू बी वेरी वेरी डिफिकल्ट इन द एग्जाम आप आधे घंटे में थक जाओगे जोन आउट हो जाओगे ब्रेक ले लोगे मेंटली देन इट इज गोइंग टू रिजल्ट इन अ लॉट ऑफ वेस्टेज ऑफ टाइम which you cannot afford because it's a very very time sensitive exam Rohtak so that just cannot happen in the exam so make sure that you practice enough before you take the actual mark. Somebody has a question: what is the difficulty level of SET? SET is very very easy. The only thing that is critical is the GK part where the game changes. So out of 60, generally we suggest 42, 43, 44 is a safe score. So it's almost attempting everything with 100% accuracy if you don't count the 16 questions of GK. Fine. So questions are simple, but it is very fast. So accuracy has to be high. अभिनव सो व्हाट यू कैन नॉट चेंज डोंट वरी अबाउट इट आई थिंक जो नहीं मतलब जो है वो है अभी पॉइंट इज की द मोर यू लेवरेज योर IPMAT रोहतक का स्कोर आई थिंक दैट विल बी दैट मच इजियर to crack in that entire interview process so I don't think you should take that as a factor just ensure that you do as good as possible in the actual रोहतक exam थोड़ा compensate करना पड़ेगा for the low score but रोहतक एग्जाम अच्छे से लिख दिया IPMAT रोहतक अच्छे से कर दिया तो आई थिंक इट इज वेरी मच मैनेजेबल इट्स नॉट अ लॉस्ट कॉज फॉर श्योर. कुणाल ज्योमेट्री फॉर IPM इंदौर एंड रोहतक कुणाल फॉर रोहतक नॉर्मल ज्योमेट्री जैसे कि सर्कल्स पॉलीगॉन्स ट्रायंगल्स के थोड़े क्वेश्चंस आएंगे इजी वाले तो उसके लिए करना पड़ेगा फॉर IPMAT इंदौर व्हाट इज मोर इंपॉर्टेंट आर द चैप्टर्स ऑफ मेंसुरेशन ट्रिग्नोमेट्री कोऑर्डिनेट ज्योमेट्री सो हाँ मतलब अगर आप IPMAT इंदौर और रोहतक दोनों टारगेट कर रहे हो तो यू हैव टू डू ज्योमेट्री वेरी वेरी वेल ओके और उसके बिना इंदौर का कट ऑफ क्लियर नहीं होगा so if you have not done it you still have some time please ensure that you finish geometry before your actual attempt. Akash, at this point of time, would it be better to do new chapters or keep practicing the ones we've already done for IPMAT Indore? Akash will depend on your performances in the mocks. If in the mocks you are consistently clearing the cutoffs and you are at a good level, then I think it's okay if you don't do the new chapters. But already अगर cutoff clear करने का fight है, then there is a necessity कि नए chapters करें, वरना हम वो cutoff clear करने के level पे ही नहीं पहुंचे, then there is no point having accuracy. मतलब 100% accuracy भी है but उतने questions ही नहीं attempt कर पाए जितने कट ऑफ क्लियर करने को लगेंगे then that accuracy becomes pointless. Okay, so I will leave it to you on your mocks performance. If you think you are doing well in the recent last 2 3 4 5 mocks that you must have taken, then I think it's okay, you should not do anything new. But if you think that you are not doing you are not in the top 10 top 20 ranks or you are not consistently clearing all the 3 sections cutoffs, then yes, there will be some effort required from your end. Yeah, Maisha has a question. What is a good strategy for NPAT? My exam is in 4 days. Maisha, the only strategy I can think of is take at least 2 mocks in the next 4 days. And the one day before the exam, don't do anything new. Just study and go through all the mocks and revise whatever formulae, whatever concepts that you have done in maths as well as in verbal. So do the vocab very well, do the rules of the grammar very well, and keep practicing LR. Otherwise, वो speed पे effect हुआ तो fight हो जाएगा. Uh, Okay, next question. Could you please suggest a strategy for NPAT? Juhi, I think I have already covered the question. Answer is that you should work from your strengths and go towards the weakness. So if you think you are stronger in quant, then spend I think around 30 minutes for quant, then go to verbal, then go to logic. Spend another 30 minutes, and maybe then in the next 20 minutes you should be able to finish off verbal and come back whatever questions. If you think you are not very strong in quant but you do well in logic and verbal, then don't spend a lot of time in quant. Give it 20 minutes and immediately go to your stronger sections. Okay. Next question. Maisha, sir, my mocks are IMS mocks are around 60. How should I improve my score for NPAT? Maisha, I think you'll have to do the analysis yourself. I don't want to give a general answer without even seeing your mocks. So across whatever the mocks that you have taken, इसका ठीक से deeply analysis कर लो. That in maths, which chapters you have not consistently getting wrong, in logic, which topics you are consistently getting wrong, और उसी पे काम करना है. ठीक है, तो वो एनालिसिस करके काम करो. कीप वेरी पॉइंटेड एफर्ट. डोंट कीप डूइंग और पुटिंग एफर्ट इन जनरल कि चलो आज मैंने कुछ रैंडमली 40 क्वेश्चंस कॉन्ट के कर लिए, रैंडमली 40 क्वेश्चन लॉजिक के कर लिए. वैसा मत करो, बिकॉज वी डोंट हैव दैट मच ऑफ टाइम. तो एग्जैक्टली फाइंड आउट वेयर यू आर लैकिंग एंड देन अटेम्प्ट practice those questions. Akash says, sir, I'm getting around 150 in mocks. Akash, I think I've lost the context. Do more chapters. Yeah, you were saying for Indore. Akash, I think 150 is on the lower side. If that's your total score, because मुझे लगता है कि 110, 120 तो आपका verbal में ही हो जाना चाहिए. To be able to clear the cutoff. तो अगर दूसरा 20-30 ही सिर्फ हो रहा है, then there is a problem in cons. So just देख लो कि कौन से section में गड़बड़ है. Verbal, if you are less than 100, then there is a problem with verbal and cons both. Verbal, if you are doing 120s, 110s, 120s, तो quant में बहुत ज्यादा fight है because quant का score कम है. तो you should do some more chapters in quant. So either way, थोड़ा मेहनत लगेगा for you to be able to reach 150, 170 level in Indore. Okay. Uh, I don't know who is this. MRX side OP. क्या क्वेश्चन आपका सर? व्हाट टू डू टू इम्प्रूव कॉन्ट्स जस्ट टू पास द कट ऑफ इन द नेक्स्ट 20 days? Is this for IPMAT Indore or what? Is there any prep strategy for the English part for SET by somebody called Evil? No, Evil, not at all. Specific कोई जरूरत नहीं है करने का. Whatever you must have been doing for NPAT for Rohtak, I think you are more than covered. SET के level के लिए कोई जरूरत नहीं है. Just vocab ठीक से कर लो बस. Parth has a question. Will you upload new mocks for SET? Parth, we have a total of 5 mocks, and then that will be it. We are not planning to upload any new mocks for SET. Okay. Abhinav, is 300 plus a good score? Is good for Rohtak in mocks? As I'm crossing 300, like 314, 318. मुझे लग रहा है अभिनव थोड़ा और पुश करने का जरूरत है. 350, 360 in IMS mocks should be a good score for vis-a-vis the actual level of Rohtak. IMS marks are slightly more difficult than the actual Rohtak of 2023. Okay. Tashvi, I have taken this question before. What would be the tentative cutoff for NPAT? There is no data available in the public domain. I've only told that IMS के marks में you should treat anything between 70 to 80 as a good score. Somebody says, is 42 on 60 in SET a good score including GK? Just about. Last year I think 43-ish या 44 कट ऑफ था, तो स्लाइटली मिस हो जाएगा. मुझे लग रहा है 45-ish should be a safe score. Okay. Mujahid has a question, sir. What to do in verbal ability for Rohtak and JIPMAT for the last few days? Just keep practicing RC so that you don't lose the touch. But vocab और grammar बहुत अच्छे से करना है. Grammar के सारे rules by heart हो जाने चाहिए so that any question that comes from these topics is done quickly and correctly. So there is a lot of time that can be saved in such questions. Okay, vocab and grammar. RC को जो time लगने वाला है वो लगने वाला है. But you can save a lot of time in vocab and grammar. So that there you should leverage it. Okay, somebody called P. Sir, how to give final push to our mock score? I think हर एक mock का अलग strategy होगा. So I don't want to give one general answer. एक मतलब common ज्ञान नहीं देना है मुझे. तो थोड़ा कुछ specific बताओगे तो I'll be able to help you better. Parth, minimum marks for Symbiosis Noida. Parth, I think 40-ish should be a safe score for Symbiosis Noida. Okay, I think I missed one question. Maisha, what is the difficulty level of NPAT? Maisha, I think in terms of if I have to put in terms of another other exams, it will be slight lesser difficult than IPMAT Indore for sure. But Rohtak, SET, उन सबसे NPAT थोड़ा ऊपर ही होगा in terms of difficulty, especially content logic. Okay. Varun, it will depend on what are you comparing it with. So by itself, matlab, answer can be yes also, no also, depending on what your lookout is. But if you give me some comparison, I'll be able to tell you a yes or a no answer. IPMAT Indore. Okay, so how to give final push for our mock scores for IPMAT Indore? Again, for IPMAT Indore, if you haven't done the higher maths topics like graph, functions, trigo, I would recommend, हमको उसमें expert नहीं होना है, but I would recommend that you should do at least the basic first 10-15 questions of those chapters, easier chapter questions, so that वैसे वाले questions at least आए तो they are not in the unattemptable category. You are at least able to do something with those questions. I am assuming कि बाकी सारे chapters आपने अच्छे से पढ़ लिए होंगे, but higher math शायद नहीं पढ़ा होगा. तो at least उतना पढ़ लो कि simple questions of functions, of trigo, of graphs and all that you should be able to do. I think that should help push your math scores. Vedant, sir, I have not studied anything for VA. What to do now? Vedant, my answer is study. That's all. But I don't have a magic pill that I will give you and you'll be able to do well. Studying is the only option. 52 on 60 is a good score. SCMS Pune, yes, it is a good score. Vedant scoring 76 in mock IIM Indore is a score which is very very less. And as you know कि verbal का कट ऑफ बहुत ऊपर जाता है तो verbal at least मतलब सिर्फ verbal में ही लोगों को 90 100 स्कोर करना पड़ेगा. Forget maths. So एक बार whatever mocks that you have taken, analyze those and understand where you need to work. If you need to work on both the subjects, maths and verbal, then please ensure that you stop sleeping from now till the exam. Study 8 hours, 10 hours, 12 hours a day, but कर लो because the last 20 दिन are मतलब definitely will require that push to get your scores even to the range of 150, 170 if needed. Okay. Akash, I'm left with trigo, geometry, and coordinate. What advice would you give me for the last 20 days? Able to solve the basic sums from other chapters? Any advice? Okay, Akash, I think trigo to अच्छे से कर लो. For 12th, 10th standard level का trigo at least you should know. You should know the table of sine, cos, tan, O, 30, 45 degree, 90 degree वाला, 60 degree वाला values का table. You should know कौन से quadrant में sine, cos, tan, cosec, sec, cot, positive, negative होता है. Sin 180 plus theta, 90 plus theta. ये वाली जो सारी identities है, that much is enough. For coordinate geometry, understand the slope of the line, understand the equation of the line, equation of the circle, equation of how to draw, basically what is the graph of y is equal to x, y is equal to mod x, y is equal to x square. Itna sab, I think if you do, you should be able to solve quite a few questions of IPMAT Indore. So Breeze has a question again. NPAT Mumbai campus safe score for BBA or BSc Fin. Again, there is no NPAT ka score which is there in the public domain. For IMS mocks, for BSc Fin, I think you should target a bare minimum of 80. For BBA, I think 75 plus should be a safe score for Mumbai campus. भानु प्रताप, क्लियर द कट ऑफ ऑफ यू मिस द एग्जाम. कौन से एग्जाम की बात कर रहे हैं? Varun, you have a question now. Okay, so Masters Union in comparison with Jammu, Bodh Gaya, St. Xavier's. Definitely St. Xavier's will be top at top. Jammu, Bodh Gaya, I will leave it to you. Jammu, Bodh Gaya का सबसे बड़ा advantage है that you have an IIM tag and you come out directly with an MBA degree. Masters Union में graduation करने के बाद you will still be left pending for a very good MBA college. Okay, but yes, definitely Masters Union is a private university, so exposure and crowd and all that will be much better, maybe in term than maybe Bodh Gaya and Jammu. But in terms of the value of the degree, मुझे लगता है I am Bodh Gaya, I am Jammu have much more value, and the additional and the additional advantage that you directly walk out with a master's degree also. तो वो IIM tag अगर important है, then definitely जम्मू बोध गया consideration pool में होना चाहिए. Once in IPMAT what? IPMAT Indore, Rohtak, JIPMAT. Actual life 09. Very good question. Will 2024 and 25 IPMAT Indore be hard? That's what has been happening in actual life. हमेशा वो hard ही हुआ है, तो I don't really see a reason कि वो easy होगा. It is going to be hard. You have to be prepared. A pleasant surprise is always better कि hard prepare करके गए थे और easy आ गया. उल्टा हो गया तो fight हो जाता है life में. And that's how actual life is. तो prepare कि वो hard ही होगा. ठीक है? You will know there are no previous year's question paper available for SET because they don't release the papers. So nothing of that sort is available on internet or on the public domain. वेदांत, हाँ, तो बेसिकली 40 इन एमसीक्यू 24 इन एसए इज वेरी गुड. 76 बहुत ज्यादा फाइट है, तो मतलब आई थिंक यू हैव टू कीप टेकिंग मॉक्स और मॉक्स के लेवल के क्वेश्चंस प्रैक्टिस करो इन टर्म्स ऑफ सॉल्विंग आरसीज एंड योर पैराजंबल्स. आरसी और पैराजंबल पहले करो, वो हो जाने के बाद गो टू फ्रेजल वर्ब्स एंड इडियम्स एंड ऑल ऑफ दैट. बट फर्स्ट थिंग इज योर ब्रेड एंड बटर इन आईपीमेट इंदौर वर्बल इज आरसी एंड पैराजंबल्स. पहले वो कर लो, उसके बाद नेक्स्ट लेवल के क्वेश्चंस कर लो. Just a random guy. Hi, sir. I'll be giving IPMAT in 25, but I don't know where to start my studies from. I go to IMS as well. Please help me. मुझे लग रहा है इसका मतलब अभी ऐसा on the spot I don't think I'll be able to answer because I will need to know your background and everything. So if we can set up an you can call up the IMS number and we can set up a counseling session and then we can discuss it properly. ठीक है. Right now मतलब in this live I think I will not do justice in answering your questions. Mujahid, sir, please give strategy for Christ University. Again, the difficulty level of the questions are going to be easy, slightly, very slightly difficult than SET, but quite easy as compared to Rohtak or NPAT or something. So again, Christ में you'll have to be very, very clear about accuracy because you can't just randomly keep marking questions there. तो वहाँ पे थोड़ा careful रहना है, accuracy अच्छे से करना है. So I think if you prepare 2-3 mocks before the actual exam, you should be ओके. एंड इफ यू आर टेकिंग द बीबीए तो उसमें वो अकाउंट्स वाला सेक्शन भी होता है, वो अच्छे से पढ़ लो बस. निर्वाण, विच एग्जाम आर वी टॉकिंग अबाउट? Maisha, if my cons is weak, should I practice VA and LR in few days or try to improve my cons only? I would suggest that you will have to balance it out both. अगर सिर्फ cons करोगे तो हो सकता है कि VA LR का score छूट जाए. So you will have to keep practicing VA LR, but cons में जो भी basics you are able to do. So whenever you take the mocks, you may not be able to solve all the con questions, but जो mocks में questions आ रहे हैं उसका analysis करते करते वो सारे questions at least keep solving. Once I'm scoring 200 to 10 in IPMAT Indore mocks, will that be enough? Once again, it's not an overall cutoff, it's a sectional cutoff game. So if you're clearing all the sectional cutoffs in the past, whatever 3, 4, 5 IMS mocks, I think then we are safe. Varun, plainly because it is in Mumbai, so there are a lot of more opportunities available because of the college being in Mumbai. Plus, it's a very old college, so it has a lot of it has a lot of legacy around all the people who have passed out from St. Xavier's and all that. So that way, it is valuable. But again, if you're thinking from the perspective of master's degree versus bachelor's degree, definitely I am Jammu or Bodh Gaya will take the cake. Okay. Nirvan, for IPMAT Indore, we solved all basic modules of IMS. Should I solve IPM modules or give mocks in the last 15 days? If you haven't started giving mocks, please give mocks. Once you give 3, 4, 5 mocks, after that, the mock analysis itself will tell you which chapter, which area you need to work on. So do that. Okay. Uh, okay, I think I've missed a few questions. Will we be able to switch sections in SET or solve in the order of the paper? I think you'll be able to do the whole paper at any time. Suction should not be a problem. Uh, Muskan Sir Arun Sharma is good for VRC. I don't think you require if you have IMS material. I think it's more than enough. You don't need to refer anything more. Okay. Is SCMS Noida worth it? I have no idea. Evil. What are you comparing it with? Okay, so if you're comparing it with SCMS Pune, no, it is not. But if you're comparing with some random college, it may be just be worth. But again, it will always depend on what you are comparing it with. Once yes, clearing the cutoff is enough for securing a call, but you will have to be excellent, like out of the ordinary in the interviews to be able to actually make it. Okay, तो it's better कि हम जितना comfortably cut off clear करें वो better है. But अगर option नहीं है और just about clear कर रहे हैं, तो we have to be well prepared for interview. That's all. Actual life, does SPGen have an IPM program? No, they do not. BBA of SPGen, is it good as per its fees? I frankly don't think so. It's a very costly course. So I don't think it is worth it. Matlab it's if you are anyway looking at private universities, there are other better private universities where you should consider. मुजाहिद आई डोंट थिंक इसमें कुछ भी कर पाएंगे. आई डोंट थिंक CUET सुनेगा या आई डोंट थिंक इवन रोहतक विल लिसन टू इट. आई थिंक वी विल हैव टू चूज वन. आई डोंट थिंक मतलब कि दोनों को मेल करके रख दो. चमत्कार हो गया, किसी ने रीशेड्यूल कर लिया तो होगा. बट एटलीस्ट मेल करके रख दो. To which you should give more preference. Frankly, I don't want to take this call because the opportunities that you're going to get through CUET and through Rohtak are very different. Rohtak exam ultimately एक ही college accept करेगा IPMAT Rohtak का exam, which is IIM Rohtak, but CUET is going to be accepted by a lot of colleges. तो unless you are 100% sure कि Rohtak आप कैसे भी करके फोड़ लोगे और मिला तो Rohtak चले ही जाओगे, you should take your chances with CUET. ठीक है. Harsh, what is a good score for SET? 45 is a good score for Pune campus. Yes, guys, more questions. I think someone had asked for the cutoff for SC category. I'm not able to see the question. कौन था? Banu Pratap, yeah. Please tell the section wise. Uh, Sorry, I'm missing the question. Section was ideal attempt for SC category to clear IPMAT Indore. SC category cutoff was MCQ cutoff was 12, so which means 3 questions. Essay ka cutoff was 8, so 2 questions, and verbal ability 8 questions again. ठीक है? Okay. Nirvan 250 good score in IPMAT Rohtak 8. IPMAT Rohtak 8. Yes, Nirvan. I think 250 is a decent score. Try crossing 300, 320 in the other mocks. Okay. Study yard, sir, how to boost marks in VARC for IPMAT Indore will depend upon आप अभी फिलहाल कहाँ पे हो. मतलब if you are already scoring enough, मतलब score enough as in scoring a 70, 80 for IPMAT Indore. So then the level is different, but if you're scoring at a 30, 40, it's a very different strategy. Okay, but again, in terms of the order of studies, I think you will have to start with RC, go to parajumbles, and then do idioms and phrasal verbs. Okay. Actual life IMS centers in Maharashtra, I don't remember off my top of my head everything, but yes, Nasik has a center, Aurangabad has a center, Pune we have 3 to 4 centers, Mumbai we have almost 10 centers. So whatever your nearest city is, I think you can get in touch. No, IIM Nagpur does not have an IPM course yet. Bhavya, I frankly don't have any tips for SET. It is just that you will have to take enough mocks, as I told earlier at the start of the session. It's a very, very time-intensive exam. So you'll have to be very quick and correct at the same time. And that will you'll be able to do it only when you've practiced it before. Okay, so enough mocks लिख के फिर SET को जाना. Evil SCMS Pune versus Christ. Again, Christ के multiple campuses हैं. I'm assuming you are asking the main core campus. So for me, I think it is more or less the same. The level of or the quality of experience that you will have at SCMS Pune and Christ is going to be very, very different. Christ is known to be very, very academically oriented, thoda sa strict college, but very good results and everything. SCMS is known for its extracurricular activities and all of that. So, what kind of graduation experience you want? I think you should be deciding on that. Also, proximity to your hometown. I don't know where you are staying, but अगर जो नजदीक है, अगर कोई if you are in Bangalore, तो Christ, Pune to SCMS of course. Tanaya is good, 280, a good score for Simrotak 9. Tanaya, I would, 9 was an easier mock. I think थोड़ा अच्छा हो सकता था. So 340-ish, I think you should have targeted. तो थोड़ा देख लो कि कहाँ, you want to work hard, where you're not able to do it, and practice those questions better. Ishan, sir, which are the most important topics? I've completed almost all of them, but some IPM specific exercises are left. So, in which chapters to focus more? Ishan, again, thoda broad question, a vague question, so I don't want to tell you the exact chapters because I don't know your performance. So, I would advise ki whatever mocks you have taken, go through the last 3 to 4 mocks, analyze them in detail for essay and MCQ section both, and see when both in all the 3, 4, 5 mocks where you have consistently gone wrong. Those are your chapters that you should practice before you do anything else. Tips for LRDI for JIPMAT and Rohtak. LRDI for any exam, there is only one tip, which is practice. Okay, because LR will require speed. तो वो प्रैक्टिस के बिना स्पीड बनने नहीं वाली है. तो ऑल द डिफरेंट काइंड ऑफ क्वेश्चंस ऑफ एलआर, कोडिंग हो गया, फैमिली ट्री हो गया, डायरेक्शन सेंस हो गया, अरेंजमेंट्स हो गया, कंडीशनलिटीज हो गया, इन सब में यू रिक्वायर इनफ प्रैक्टिस ऑफ यूजिंग द बेस्ट पॉसिबल मेथड. ओके, तो देयर वो सिर्फ प्रैक्टिस से होगा और कुछ नहीं होगा. तो keep practicing 50, 60 questions a day of LR. I think that should be good enough. Actual life, frankly, I don't know how you are and academically as a student. I can't say कि नहीं हो सकता without coaching. But frankly, मतलब if I have to give an answer, my answer will be no, because most of them would not be able to clear. But if you are someone who's done very very well in 10th, who's expecting to do very very well in 12th, and you have very high amount of self discipline to actually sit at home and do it by yourself, definitely possible है, no doubt about it. Tanishk, 45-ish is a good score for Pune campus. Vansh, I think IPMAT Indore mocks are very, very close to the actual difficulty level. So in the IMS mocks, if you are clearing the cutoffs, it's a good sign. Yes, guys. Any more questions? Sir, mocks lie कहाँ से for SET? Bhavya, if you are an IMS student, I think you will have it on your portal. If not, I think there are a lot of sources online where you can buy the mocks and practice. Interview tips for Christ. I think two, three questions are stock questions about, tell me something about yourself, where you just need a very brief background of your family, of your schooling and everything. Uh, how do you see yourself 3 years down the line, 5 years down the line? So a little clarity on what graduation you want to do, what postgrad you want to do, and a little hold on your favorite subjects. So they might ask you few academic questions कि आपका favorite subject क्या है. For example, if you say it's economics or accounts or something, they might ask you a question or two from there. तो जो दो तीन सब्जेक्ट आपके सबसे फेवरेट है उसको अच्छे से पढ़ के जाओ, एंड थोड़ा सोच के जाओ कि व्हाट्स योर ग्रेजुएशन प्लान, व्हाट्स योर पोस्ट ग्रेड प्लान, and all of that. I think more or less that should be it. If you are confident, you should be able to clear the pricing thing. खुशप्रीत, with section to start first for IPMAT Rohtak, absolutely based on your strength. जो भी आपका सबसे strongest section है वहां से शुरू करो और धीरे धीरे weak section की तरफ जाओ. Juhi, what is the difficulty level of IMS mocks of NPAT? Is it tougher than the actual exam? Yes, slightly tougher. तो IMS के mocks में 75-80 का target रखो अगर NPAT मुंबई campus crack करना है. Yes, guys, more questions? NPAT results. NPAT results. I think June end या July should come. Tanish, no specific approach for GK for sure. Just do the static GK well. And English, I think, is very easy. मतलब one RC, a few grammar and all that. So basic RC, basic G grammar सब solve कर लिया तो I think you are more or less taken care of. Don't worry. Actual life in the IPM program, when you are in the last 2 years, you are actually sitting with the 2 year MBA students that I am in the. So जब final placements होते हैं तब there is no difference in the people who have come only for 2 years and people who have been studying for 5 years. So whatever the placements for MBA is the same placements for IPM program also. Siddesh, it's a very broad question. I don't think I'll be able to answer can I achieve nice scores because I have no background. So if you have taken a few mocks and if you get some scores, if you tell me, then I'll be able to help you better. Pushpreet, yes, I think it will be safe if you just target the previous year's cutoff. No, nothing major change is expected this year. Manas, I've answered this question before. No one strategy to prepare for SET. For the static part, prepare India's biggest, largest, tallest wale sub questions. And for current affairs, I think last 5 months ka current affairs should be good enough. मुजाहिद, वी आर ऑलरेडी ऑन 2 मई, सो आई डोंट थिंक अगर आप अभी तीन अटेम्प्ट्स एनपैट के कर पाओगे, बट 2 तो डेफिनेटली करने चाहिए, एक तो मत ही करना. Yes, guys, any more questions? Namita, okay, so what is the question? Siddesh, yes, definitely possible. It's a very, very easy exam. So if you are already comfortable with 10th standard English and 10th standard maths, I think it should not be difficult for you to get a 45 in SET. But yes, I would strongly recommend that you take a few mocks before you write the actual exam. Namita, I think you should mail them and ask them only, because this might lead to some complications later because of double application. So I think you should send them a mail stating that this is what has happened, and be prepared for the interview on both the days. But 13th ko to interview जाके आ ही जाओ. When you go to the interview, that time also you should talk to the panel and inform them. Actual life, I don't think I understand your question. Fail to fill in while preparing for IPMAT. Not sure what you mean. Hriday, as I spoke earlier also, NPAT does not release out cutoffs, so no idea for BSc Fin. In IMS mocks, you should target a bare minimum of 80 for Mumbai campus BSc Finance. Siddesh, no, you don't need to watch IPMAT lectures for sure, because they are way more difficult than what actual ACT is. So just solving the normal courseware material should be more than it. Okay, Namita, no response. Then go for your first interview, which is on 11th, and tell them face to face there कि ऐसा ऐसा हुआ है, and tell them that you've also made them. Yes, Hriday, BSc in Fin and BSc in Eco are both the best courses in NPAT in NMIMS Mumbai, so they have the highest cutoffs. Then comes BBA, which is around 75ish. Manas, just refer the last few years VA cutoffs. That should tell you what's a good score. But nothing less than 100 will do. 100 is a bare minimum. Last year, the cutoff was around 123. No more questions, guys? Tanish, absolutely depends on you. There is no specific order that you need to attempt, so you can go by your strengths, no problem. I wish I can answer this question for you, for Zoo. Possible to crack Rohtak within 15 days. I have no idea. अभी तक कितना पढ़ा है, कुछ पढ़ा है कि नहीं पढ़ा है. And where you already are with respect to your aptitude. So without any data, I think I would not want to answer this question in a yes or a no. Yes, guys, next question. No, Shreyas, you'll have to apply separately to Nirma University, and you'll have to tell them your IPMAT Indore scores once you get there. Tanish, SET does not release papers, so there are no past year questions. Yeah, Priya, there is no reason for it to be anything drastically different. It should be easy, not even moderate, like all the previous years. Pritain, I'm in 11th standard now. Is this right time to start prep for IPMAT? Absolutely, this is the time. 1 year is something that you should realistically look at for cracking IPMAT Indore. Akshat, to only to way to improve RC skills is by doing at least 20-25 minutes of reading every day. There is no shortcut to it. Shreyas, they have not released the form yet. When they will release it, that's when you will be able to see it on their website. Tanish, we have discussed this a lot already. 45-ish is a good score for Simbi Pune. Richa, how difficult is the GK part for SAT exam? How does it matter? Whether you know, whether you don't know, that's all that matters in GK. So do as much of static GK as possible and do the last 5 to 6 months of current affairs. That's all that you'll be able to do. अक्षत आपका स्कोर्स अगर 70-75 इश कंसिस्टेंट है तो डोंट वरी यू शुड बी एबल टू डू वेल जस्ट डोंट बी इन एनी प्रेशर कि इतना करना है उतना करना है हो जाना चाहिए फाइट नहीं फाइट नहीं होगा अगर आईएमएस मॉक्स में 70-75 कर रहे हो तो शुड बी इट्स अ डिसेंट स्कोर Pritin, I think I answered your question already. It is the best time to start preparation for IPMAT in the 1 year is what you should realistically aim for preparation for IPMAT in the. Slightly, Akshat, maybe 5-10 marks more you can expect in the actual marks as vis-a-vis the IMS marks. Yes, guys, any more questions? Please put it If not, we can end it. But if you have questions, please put it in the chat box quickly. 45, Richa. Akshat, in IMS mock 75 to 80. Pritin, no, not at all. Maths is half of Indore, and sort of 90 questions, 45 questions are maths and 45 are verbal. Verbal is very very easy. So if you do well, if you have the one full year, तो verbal हो जाएगा. Maths is something that you should be really good at. तो अगर वहाँ पे भी नहीं हो अच्छे, तो बहुत ज्यादा मेहनत करना पड़ेगा in the full year. If maths is good, I think verbal तो आराम से हो जाना चाहिए एक साल में. Yes, Akshay, don't worry and all the best. Priya, for SET, yes, 45 marks out of 60 will be enough for Pune campus. Akshat, they have not released anything in terms of sectional cutoff for NPAT, so frankly, no idea. वो लोग सिर्फ रैंक्स देते हैं आफ्टर द फाइनल और एवरीबडी टेक्स द एग्जाम, तो स्कोर भी समझ में नहीं आता है. सो देयर इज नो वे टू टेल वेदर दे हैव सेक्शनल कट ऑफ. टू द बेस्ट ऑफ आवर नॉलेज, देयर इज नो सेक्शनल कट ऑफ इन एनपैट. Shreyas, last 4-5 mocks analysis कर लो. Go through every question and analyze and figure out कि कौन से चैप्टर के कौन से क्वेश्चंस आए हैं इन द लास्ट 5 मॉक्स, which questions you were able to attempt, which questions you got right, which questions you could not get right. So that will tell you कि you'll be able to see the pattern कि लास्ट पांचों मॉक में फॉर एग्जांपल मैंने प्रॉफिट लॉस गलत ही करा है, लास्ट पांचों मॉक्स में मैंने ग्राफ्स राइट ही करा है. तो वट एवर देन you'll understand where you need to work on. But वो एनालिसिस आपके मॉक्स को देख के ही समझेगा कि which chapters you should focus more on in the next 20 days. प्रियन, आई थिंक आई आंसर्ड योर क्वेश्चन. मैथ्स अच्छा है तो सिर्फ वर्बल करना पड़ेगा, मैथ पूरा है तो वर्बल मैथ्स दोनों करना पड़ेगा. No, Richard, that data is not out in the public domain. Silicon Ali. I am not able to score in MCQ section. Any tips? First thing that I would check for here is the accuracy across all the mocks. If the accuracy is low, which means बहुत ज़्यादा negative marking आप attract कर रहे हो, तो सबसे पहले तो attempts कम करो and attempt only those that you are 100% confident. If you are very high accuracy, which is at 90% accuracy, then there is a concept gap. मतलब you are able to attempt very few questions but with very high accuracy. तो इनफ क्वेश्चंस आपको आते नहीं है इन द एग्जाम, सो देन यू हैव टू स्टडी अ लिटिल मोर सो दैट यू आर एबल टू अटेम्प्ट मोर क्वेश्चंस. ठीक है, तो एक्यूरेसी को देख के कॉल लो कि कहाँ पे मेहनत करना है. Akshat, both are good, very good options in fact in Bombay, so nothing to choose from frankly. Pritin, just do the IMS course for verbal. I think that should be enough. कुछ extra करने का जरूरत नहीं है. Just ensure that you do 15-20 minutes of reading every day. That's all. If you're not able to attempt more, then there is a concept gap, which means you're not able to find enough questions that you know in the exam. तो जो जो questions आप छोड़ रहे हो in the last 3-4-5 marks, वो सारे topics अच्छे से पढ़ लो and start attempting them. तो ही score ऊपर जाएगा. Richa, there are no free mocks available on the internet. I think so. You'll have to buy it from some place. Yes, guys, no more questions. Okay, I think we can end here. I'm not able to see any more questions. Yes. Okay, guys, all the best to whatever exam that you're going to take. And I hope you really make the best of these last whatever 15, 20 days that you have in your hand, 1 or 2 days that you have in your hand for people who are taking ACT. Good luck and do really well this year.